A very good evening, everyone. My name is Shreya. Welcome to the PRATHAM Test Prep YouTube channel. Here we are with a quick session on vocabulary. We understand that vocabulary is a problem for a lot of us because, again, it is something that's so vast. It's something that you can't do on an everyday basis. So, this is I coming to you, bringing you vocab booster for all of those who already know me, and for all of those who don't, my name is Shreya Srivastava, and this is a quick session that will help you stimulate your brain and your knowledge for vocabulary. I'm going to start with the first word, and it's going to be quick, so we'll not take much time of yours. But before I begin, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you click the bell icon, share it with as many people as you can, comment, chat with me, and I will reply. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to start with. Is the first word for vocab booster, which is ameliorate. The first word that we're going to start with is ameliorate. And good evening, Twinkle. How are you? So we'll start with ameliorate. The way you're going to remember it now, for all of those who are new to this, MA means mnemonic aid. A quick introduction about what mnemonic aids are. Mnemonic aids basically help you in remembering a specific word. It just helps you in remembering it. How? Well, it's going to make use of all of it that you've known earlier. So you're going to make sure that you're using your previous information that you already have in your head, use it to now retain a new information. That is what mnemonic aid does. So if you remember how you learned King Harry died, mother did not cry much, that was the way you remembered the kilometer, hectometer, decameter. Similarly, you had Dibdo to remember rainbows, you had Knuckles to remember the months that had 28 days and 30 days, so on and so forth. It's the same thing. Mnemonic aids basically help you in remembering certain words in ways that you want. It, of course, differs from person to person. It is as many as you would want to make, as much as you'd want to make. Just you can be as weird as you want. Trust me, in our classes, we're going to be very, very weird. So you'll have to bear with me for a bit. Um, Hello, everyone. Hi, it's good to see you all. So that's what mnemonic aids does. So anytime you see MA written anywhere, henceforth, it will be a mnemonic aid, which is going to help you in remembering a specific information. So let's start with the first one. The word is ameliorate. Now, if you look at the mnemonic aid for ameliorate, it is the opposite of deteriorate. All right. So when you say deteriorate, what does it mean? What do you mean when you say deteriorate? It is when something becomes worse, when something becomes bad as it already is, all right, when something is not as good as it was earlier, that is what deteriorate means. Diminishing in quality, if you may want to say it like that. So ameliorate is the opposite of deteriorate, and that is how you're going to remember it. So if to make something bad is deteriorate, then to make something better will be ameliorate. It's as simple as that. So to improve somebody or something or a situation, to maybe appease, when you say appease, it is to calm down. Okay, to calm someone or something down is appeasing. Similarly, to soothe someone down, to make something better, to improve a situation is ameliorate. So the doctor ameliorated her pain is the way you're going to remember it. The doctor ameliorated her pain. That means the doctor made her pain better. If you see the picture here, you see that there's a barking dog. If you shout at that dog, it will become worse. That means you'll deteriorate his or its situation. But if you pat him down, you soothe him down, that is when you're ameliorating his situation. So that is the difference between ameliorate and deteriorate. So the first one that we did was ameliorate, which is the opposite of deteriorate. Going to the second word, all of you, the second word is trite. So you're going to remember trite as something that is not bright. Something that is not bright would mean something that's dull, something that will not be able to catch your attention, so it's boring. All right, something that's unoriginal, basically anything that puts you to sleep. All right, that is what trite would be. Anything that's not bright, anything that is dull. All right, so think about your CBSE books that you've done, think about so many studies that you've been through all these years. All of that you can consider everything is trite because everything puts you to sleep very easily. So anything is dull, boring. You can also think of things that are not very original. Okay, Plots like our Bollywood movies plots, most of them are so unoriginal. All of them are pretty much the same. There'll be a guy meeting a girl, smiling at her, winning her over a period of time, and then finally, yeah, happy ever after. So that is what unoriginal would mean. Something that's not inspiring, something that's not fresh would be dull. It will be trite. It will be not bright. So he used very trite phrases would mean that that person maybe uses cliches, maybe uses phrases that are not original, maybe किसी के चुराए हुए चीजों को वो बोलता है, or maybe he uses his phrases that are just so dull and very boring. Okay, so that would mean trite. That's what trite means. Not right, dull, boring, and unoriginal. So that was the second word, you guys. So you're going to remember it from the way that you've seen your classes, the way you've seen your exams, your syllabus, something that is dull and uninspiring. Okay, so that was our second word. I'm going to take you to the third word now. The third word for the day is sully. So the word is sully. How are you going to remember it? Well, the mnemonic aid says anything soily. Now you can obviously think of what soil would look like. Soil obviously is not decorated, it's not beautiful, it is actually dirty, right? So you're going to remember mnemonic aid for sully would be soily. You can also remember it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine's character Sully, all right, which keeps, I don't know, he's very messy. He's excessively messy and excessively dirty. So you can maybe remember it like that if you want to. So soily or sully from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is basically dirty. So what happened in this little gif is that somebody threw mud at her and it sullied her face. That means it made it dirty. Maybe it spoiled it. All right. So that is what sully means. It is dirty. It is to make something dirty, to spoil something, to tarnish something. All right. To make something excessively dirty. So a lot of times you must have heard somebody or the other coming and telling you, don't sully your parents' reputation. अपने parents की reputation को मिट्टी में मत मिलाओ. All right. And that is what sully here would mean. Don't sully your parents' reputation is basically don't spoil it, don't tarnish it, don't make it worse than it already is because of whatever you are doing. ठीक है? हाँ जी, मैं इधर भी. Okay, Apurva is here. He's joined us. Okay. So that is what sully means. All right. So this was our third word. So far we've done 3 words. One was trite, the other is sully, and also we have done one other word which is ameliorate. So by now we have done these 3 words. We've done ameliorate, we've done trite, and we've done sully. Let's move to the fourth word now. Fourth word for the day is, the word is inert. The way you're going to remember inert, I'm sure you must have done it in physics. Inertia, all right, I'm sure that's something you must have done. And when you're doing inertia, you remembered how that is that one tendency in a thing to not move. All right, inertia was that one tendency in a person or people or human beings or living things to not move or not move from one place to the other. That is what inert will come from. So if you look at this GIF, this one cat or however cute he or she is, it still is not moving from its place. It's stuck in a place, it's inactive, it's immovable. All right, and that is what inert would mean. Anything that is immovable, anything that's not moving from its place, maybe because it's incapable of moving, or maybe it's just inactive because of maybe, let's consider laziness. All right, that is what inert would mean. A lot of times people think inert would mean somebody who's very stubborn. So immovable in that sense that that person will be inert in their thought process. These people will not be stubborn, will not be very flexible, be very stubborn, rigid, obstinate. All right. So that is what your word inert means. So inactive and immovable. The mnemonic aid for this one is inertia, the thing that you've done in your physics classes. Sentence. Ram was inert after the trauma. That means maybe after the trauma, he was inactive. Maybe he lost a limb. Maybe he is very injured in that trauma that he can't move. Or maybe we can consider if it's an emotional trauma, then maybe that person is just not moving out of sheer sense of not wanting to do anything. Okay, so inert could mean both physically and also metaphorically. Wow, hi. A lot of you, in fact, a lot of you are known. So I am actually seeing, and I'm kind of going down the memory lane, seeing all of you, Bhavish, and I saw Vasu. Then I've known Vanshika, Twinkle, everybody. So it's very, very good to have you all here. This was our fourth word, and I am taking you to the fifth word. All right, the fifth word for the day is amalgamate. So amalgamate को अगर आप देखोगे, when I've received some really funny mnemonic aids for this word earlier, but if you remember, amalgamate, if you see, the way that you can break it down is आके मिल गए. Okay, amalgamate basically will be आके मिल गए, and आके मिल गए would mean maybe they joined together, maybe they merged together, maybe they came together. So if you remember yesterday's great conjunction of 2020, what happened was that they, well, at least technically not they weren't together, but what it looked like from here was that they amalgamated, or they at least they came together for a while. All right, your entire great conjunction was all about how these two planets look like they amalgamated, right? So even though they did not technically. Okay, so that is what amalgamate is. Aake mil gaye. So to join together, to merge, to come together, it can be anything. Maybe when you're talking about something that's physically happening, like in the sense of the gift that you see here, the two things that are coming together and merging, all right? Or you can consider amalgamate as maybe two companies coming together, maybe two people forming an alliance, or anything for that matter in that sense would be amalgamate. So he amalgamated his company with mine would mean that both of these two companies now merged together. All right, there was a merger between two companies and they amalgamated. So that is what the five words look like. Now, if you have attended the entire session, or at least partially, or have attended classes, you're going to help me tell what were the five words that we started off with. We started, okay, I'm going to randomly ask you some questions. What did inert mean? What was inert? If you can tell me what was inert. What was inert? I'm waiting for a couple of answers. Okay, so let's consider inert as something that was not movable. Okay, something that is inactive, maybe somebody who is lazy, maybe somebody who is driven from some sort of trauma, right? So that is all inert. Then we did, let's do amalgamate. Amalgamate was aake mil gaye. That's how we remembered. So aake mil gaye would mean to join together, to come together. Inert हमने कैसे याद किया था? We remembered it with the word inertia. Amalgamate हमने कैसे याद किया? हमने कहा आके मिल गए. हमने third word ये किया था, which was trite, and trite meant not bright, something that is not bright. And not bright se we don't mean in terms of light, we mean in terms of something being dull, something being unoriginal, something that's not very inspiring, घिसा पिटा in Hindi that we say. All right, तो कोई भी ऐसी चीज जो आपको बहुत uninspiring लगे, जो बहुत boring लगे, all right, something that's not very fresh, copied lage, that is what trite would mean. So anything that helps you fall off to sleep is trite. Then we did sully. Sully को हमने कैसे याद किया? We remembered it either with the mnemonic aid soily. Soily, which means soily again is dirty. So you can remember to make something dirty. Or Sully from the Brooklyn Nine-Nine character, you can remember it how that person, that character was very dirty. He could keep spilling, food on his clothes or on his table or whatever. So that was when he made everything dirty. All right. So though that was our fourth word, and the fifth word that we did was this, which was ameliorate. And ameliorate, as we remember, is opposite of deteriorate. And anything that and if you say deteriorate, it's to make something worse. Then ameliorate would be to make something better, all right, to make something better in terms of a situation. Or maybe if something was bad earlier, you are trying to improve the situation in that sense, or you're calming something or somebody down. That is what ameliorates. So these were 5 words that we did today. All right. I hope that you guys revise these words time and again. Using these mnemonic aids is going to really help you in the long run. And because vocabulary is important, not just for your entrances or whichever competitive exam you're appearing for the next time, or you're planning to take any exam for that matter, vocabulary will be helpful not just there, but vocabulary will be helpful in your entire life ahead, right? So it's a life skill that everybody needs. So I hope that you will make use of this, and you will have these vocab booster sessions almost every other day. So make sure that you tune in at 9 to the Pratham channel. Make sure that you're subscribing it and clicking the bell icon, sharing it to as many people as you possibly can, and let us know if there's any way that we can help you with it. Okay. Until then, until the time I see you next time, take care of yourselves, be good, stay safe. I'm Shreya Srivastava signing off.